Alrighty, righty. I think now we got it. Hold on one second. All right, let me test this out. Let me see. How is the the perfect. We got it. Just give me a second. My boyka, what up? Yeah, bienvenido. Welcome everybody. I know not too many people are going to get on. It's Friday. I don't know, a lot of people are working on Friday. I usually, when I was working like that, usually on Labor Day, Friday, I would do all my work from Monday to Thursday and make sure that I had that Friday off. We could make it a 4-day weekend, a Labor Day. And then you head out to the beach, before time, I think it's good to plan ahead, and if you're going to go to beach, you for 2 days, if you do it in good time early, you can actually and get an Airbnb or hotel room on the beach. I used to go to Clearwater, so it's beautiful. When the hotel, when you come out, the sand is there. I got nice pictures. I used to go there with my ex-wife. Shout out to her. And I used to go there, and it was a beautiful time, man. Beautiful time. Took some very nice pictures. Very, very very good looking woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm very proud of myself. But you know how things are in your relationships. Maybe later on we can talk about relationships and stuff like that. I've been watching a lot of these streams of a lot of single people streams, you know what I'm saying? And they've been talking about relationships and stuff like that. I get to learn a lot. When you go into those single sites, you know what I'm saying? I get to learn a lot. I get to learn how, especially women and a lot of guys that go on there, and I get to see how they relate to each other. And some guys, I don't know, they just not, they lack the knowledge of that. It's a skill. Communication is just a skill, so we're going to speak on that. But before I get started, let me do this right. Okay, and hold on a second, I'll be back. I'm back. All right. This is how to do my introduction there for a bit. Yeah, here it is. I got my sage over here. I like that sucker up, man. Uh-huh. Clear out the air in here. I'm in like I said, I'm sharing this building the studio here around my grandson. He's 13 years old. And you know what? You smell me. You smell me. Enough of that. But anyway, what's popping? Let me put the link up here. Anybody want to come up? You know what I'm saying? You are more welcome to come up. You know what I'm saying? You more can come up. And for that one person who's watching me, man, bless your heart. I think I know who you are. Bless your heart. I got to give you a call, as a matter of fact. If it is who I think it is, I got to give them a call to make sure they're doing okay. And I believe is my dear sister. So not my blood sister, but my spiritual, or my family in terms of kin, and the same school that we've been through. So very knowledgeable, very, very knowledgeable. Let me get out of this, and I'm gonna come on the screen for a minute. Yeah, how's everyone doing? Yeah, I'm here. I had a great time yesterday. I spent it out on the balcony with my son and my granddaughter, and had one beer. Like I said, I don't. But maybe today I did buy a 6-pack. And I told my son, just say me 2. You can have 4. Say me 2, because he likes to guzzle them down. And I tell him, space it. Maybe later we'll watch a movie. I bought some mixed nuts there, and with beer and that, we'll sit down and we'll watch a movie. We'll chill. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just chilling, family. I've been reading some good books. I tell you, I've been reading that spiritual nutrition book. I want to go in on that also one day. But this is what I want to do. I need this. And this is my email, yo folks. You can email me, or if you're in here right now, you can email me. First of all, validate, evaluate me. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how I'm doing. What do you think that I should speak about? Give me some subjects. What should I research? Give me some subjects, so that way you can come in, we can chime in, and I can learn from you as well, and we can come in and chime, have that communication. You know what I'm saying? So we can establish that reality, and that affinity, likeness. Just let me know. I've been through, when I started this podcast about a good year ago, I started doing the things on the energy center, what they call chakras, but we call them Sekhem. And in Israel, they call them Shekhinah, what we call them Shechem, right? Those energy centers. And I deal with the 9 energy centers. So I was going up and down and doing research and just going in on that. A lot of those podcasts got some good views, you know what I'm saying? And then I started speaking about religion. I started speaking about many different things, spirituality, metaphysics, and stuff like that. And people appreciate that. And I thank you very much. Shukran. Okay. Tawuhat. Thank you very much for listening to me, and thank you very much for giving me your seal of approval. You know what I'm saying? I speak a lot. Sometimes I speak to my brother in the UK, Mike, and I tell you that presentation I did on the ancient African masonry in just one day, it did 1,000 views just in one day. He said he got great reviews on it. I even answered some of the replies. Great reviews on that. And people got it because, you do the research and your experience and experimentation. You put those pieces together. I'm coming from my heart, from honesty. You know what I'm saying? I can't reveal a lot what happens in that school, in the lodge, because again, that's to protect certain crafts. You know what I'm saying? So that's the craft of organiz, organiz, organizations. You know what I'm saying? Government. You know what I'm saying? Parliament, stuff like that. That's the craft. You know what I'm saying? That's the to organize yourself. You know, you got the president, you got the vice president, you got the secretary, you got the treasurer, you got the what they call that, the military, I forgot that would deal with the Pentagon. You have these organizations on the lines. You got the Tyler, you know, which on the outside to stop, you know, people from listening in. You have the worshipful master, okay, and then you have the what they call the deputy warden, the senior warden, the deputy warden. You have a treasurer, you have a secretary. In the lodge, I started out as a treasurer. I started out as a treasurer, you know what I'm saying? And then I went into the chaplain. That's why when you see that picture of me with the crown, and if you look at the what they call the tool, the jewel that I have, it is the chaplain. And what the chaplain does, he opens up the lodge with a prayer. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times I used to march in the initiative with the drums, march them in. So I have my djembe, march them in, you know what I'm saying? And then again, a prayer. Or not a prayer, an acknowledgement. I don't like to pray when you pray on something. I'm kind of, I don't know. Some language is kind of funny. So I try not to pray. So I do the acknowledgement. I validate, I acknowledge the highest frequencies, you know, that we can acknowledge. You know what I'm saying? And so that was my job. That was my position in the lodge. The last position that I held in the lodge was the chaplain position. Then, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I mentor a couple of brothers used to come out to me, and I used to speak with him and mentor. And that's what I do here right now. Remember, I read a book, very interesting. It was a publishing. It was a Harvard University, the School of Business, I believe, at Harvard University. So this professor published a book, and he was talking about the first curve and the second curve, what they call the fluid intelligence and the crystallized intelligence. He's saying that when you're young, before 40 years old, you have a fluid intelligence, a fluidity. You know, it's flowing. You know what I'm saying? And I remember that when everything was flowing, knowledge, you know, everything, you know, even just sex life, everything was just flowing. And you was just, you know, a stream of energy. Then when you get to a certain age, that crystallizes. And that's a good thing. Or crystallize. You begin to crystallize it, right? And that's when you become a teacher, a mentor, you know, a teacher and a mentor. Some people during their fluid, which I did when I was 17 years old, during your fluid intelligent days, during your fluidity, right? If that's right, if I can say that, fluidity. During that time, some people already are teaching and mentoring at an early age because they have a sense of crystallized knowledge at a very early age. Some people are born like that. They're born to be mentors and teachers, you know, and guidance, or for guides. So, you know, you can have that. I've started well, when I was young, I was kind of like I started a singing group. I was always the type that with imagination. Let's start a singing group. Let's start a baseball team. You know, I was always in that mode, you know, to trying to organize the block and stuff like that. Let's start this organization, stuff like that. As I got older, at 17 years old, I've learned how to propagate, sell books, share information that I was, you know, at all. I was like, wow, man. And then a lot of the information, I used to sit where my mother used to were going to college, and a lot of the students, and they were doing the whole young lord, they were sympathized with the young lords and doing the plays and speaking about politics, and because they were studying sociology in the class, I would listen. I was a listener. So I listened a lot, you know, and I even read some of my mother's book, like Mati, what is it? Damn, I forgot that name. A favorite revolutionist, man, a lot of books that she would have, and Some of it was in Spanish, and I would read it in Spanish and try to understand. But there was big words in Spanish I didn't know, so I didn't quite have a Spanish dictionary, but I would imagine what it said. You know what I'm saying? So that was upbringing. So like I said, at 17 years old, I became again, you could say a wannabe, because I was being influenced by a man that was a great orator and teacher, and will put things in order and make you realize certain things so simple. It was just so real. He was experienced. He was coming from an experience, and he was letting you know this is how it is. This is what this means. This is how it is. You just got to study. So we're being influenced for that. So a lot of us that came from that school, that's the way we went. We went and we engaged in the streets. I used to walk all over from Brooklyn over that bridge, Williams Bridge, into Manhattan, all the way into the Bronx. Man, I used to walk everywhere. And then I used to hit the trains too. We used to get on the train, and one of my Mugdal, he wrote a beautiful speech. When you get on the train, people were just dropping it. So I translated that into Spanish. So when he finished his speech in English, I'll come in Spanish. Bah! This is on the train while the train is moving. Bah! Boom. People were just blah, blah, dropping it. And then a lot of brothers started to do the same thing. They were like, yo, I need to go out with one of the Spanish brothers who can speak Spanish. And, and then we just helped each other translate it, learn that speech and stuff like that. Señores, nosotros somos representantes de Ansaro, la escuela de Ansarullah, y estamos aquí para pedirte tu ayuda, porque nosotros estamos construyendo una escuela para los niños, donde los niños aprenden el Viejo Testamento, el Nuevo Testamento, hay también Corán y muchas clases como matemática y de todo. Es una escuela que es privada, ¿entiendes? Es privada, y nosotros estamos pidiendo tu ayuda. And then we will open up the newspaper, bam, show the picture. And then that picture was like, what was the plan? And then it was manifest. Because, at times, in the middle of the night, I had to do construction. I was working at the food stand, so I was construction. We would go these brownstones, we put it together. So in the basement, we had to gut it. Pop, pop, pop. The brothers would gut it during the day. At night, we would take those stones out and put it in dumpsters and stuff like that. So we helped build this hall of knowledge. And one day I'll show you some pictures. We actually built that hall of knowledge. And that's when you see the picture of the Prime Minister, Saeed Sadiq, visiting. That I was there, and I greeted him, and and it was a beautiful experience that I greeted this prime minister who just came from the United Nations with General Assembly making his speech, and then he came to visit because we were like an embassy, for that Ansarullah in the East. So when he came over, man, the second time. Was it the second time? Because the Hall of Knowledge was being built. The first time he came on the second visit, he saw that it was already built. It's beautiful. He sent a lot of funds, and they should ship also the wood and stuff like that from Lebanon. And he sent teachers. Oh man, that man really supported. He really supported. And also we did our job. We propagated all day and quota. Quota used to be like $25 you had to put in every day. You were giving books and you were bringing 25, and then it went up to $50. And then by the time I left in 83, it was up to $100. So brothers used to go out there, man, and make $100, come back and bring it in and turn it into the book room, because that was your contribution. We were working together. We had the books, we had incense and oils, the product, sell it, bring back the money so that it can support the different projects that we were doing. And then of course, some like for instance, the leader, the first one to put these ideas together. Yeah, he had a publishing and he had other business. He was into stocks, a lot of things. So he made a lot of money on his own. So, and then he put in also a lot of money of his own into that community. I mean, he when I got sick, and they opened up that fruit stand, he put all that money he put in there, and we went out and got all the fruits. There was land upstate, So a lot of stuff was already grown and was shipped down, and we were, it was a fruits and vegetables stand, and he put up the money for all of that. That was him. He put the money for all of that. And then there were two brothers, were Gafar and Musa, who helped me. They built it and they helped me, and we set it up. And then Abdul Rauf too, we set it up. We built the thing and we had it. Can you see my comment, Mo? Hey, yes, I can see you, Mo. What's going on, Mo? Mo Smith. Yeah, I got a message from you saying that I believe that was the podcast of K Solo, that you weren't being seen, and I don't know, something was going on. I don't know what's going on, Mo, to be honest with you. I mean, I got the link there if you want to come in, you know. No, you're not blocked. Mo, how can I block? Why would anybody want to block you? I don't know. I don't know. I never knew you to be any making any statement derogatory. I don't know. I don't know, Mo. I don't know. I hope you're not the type, I don't know. There's a lot of brothers out there that are very technical, savvy, and has a lot of technical knowledge, and so they get on and they do, what I'm saying. I hope you're not that type of person, bro. But I don't know. I mean, you seem to be. I like that emoji, Felix the cat. I used to watch that. I used to love it. Remember Gigantor? Mo, if you know anything, I don't know how old you are, but Gigantor. No, but you're not blocked here, my brother. Why should you be blocked? And when you mean blocked, what do you mean? You blocked on other podcasts? Why would they block you, Mo? Why? You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's something you need to discuss with them. You see a lot of gray names blocked. What? I don't understand what's that gray name block. I know there was a lot of problems on that podcast, Mo. A lot of problems, because I had a wrench. Sometimes when there were people blocking, but it wasn't Solo, but they were using Solo's name and they were using other names, but it would not show up on the chat. It would not show up on the chat. And folks, on this podcast, we're talking about a podcast, and sometimes it gets bombarded by what they call trolls. I'm learning about it. It gets bombarded with trolls, especially when it's a podcast that has a lot of views. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of things, and a lot of drama, a lot of things going back and forth. And so trolls gets up in there. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And that's what we're speaking about. That's the fourth industrial revolution. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you see something that it could be beneficial, and also it could be detrimental. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole Internet of Things. That's the streaming. Streaming has become such a business, man. Blue names wrenches, gray name no wrench. Oh, so a lot of grain name blocked on Solo. Yeah. I think they wanted to just give everybody blue wrenches so nobody can block nobody, and just to keep everything. You know what I'm saying? I think that was that was a strategy that Solo was trying to work out. So a lot of gray names that popped up. Yeah, it could be possible. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I get on there, that's like I get on there real late at night. Gargantua. Gigantor. Gigantor. Not Gargantua. Let me put it on here. Let me see if I can remember how to spell it. Gigant. Let me see. What is it? Gigantor. It was a kid. Yeah, check it out. It's from the 60s, man. It was a kid with a robot. That's right. It was a kid. He had a box, and it was a robot. And with the Gigantor. That's in the 60s, Poppy. In the 60s, yeah. But like I was saying, you're gonna get all types of things happening. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I'm. It's not that I don't know. Yeah. It's not that I'm new to this, because like I said, I used to go online with AOL, and I used to go, I remember the computers. I remember the first Mac was one piece, where it had the little screen and the keyboard, and you see that a lot in a lot of businesses that I worked. Even when I did delivery, whatever, I saw that. Then I remember the computer was 286, and went to 386, 486, and I think after 486 it became what's it, Intel, Pentium, Intel, the chips. Oh, wait a minute. I think my granddaughter's up. Nala? Hey, hi. You were sleeping? Oh, this is my granddaughter. She was taking a nap, so I got out here. But I'm going to have to, get off screen for a little bit. I'll be here, and then, I don't know, maybe I could just chill with you. Can I chill with you? And you not, what time is it? Okay. Can I chill with you here and you not, you're gonna no, but you're 2 years. You're 2 years old. You're gonna be 3. You're gonna grab things. I know that. I can't ask you to do those, not to do those things, because you're gonna be yourself. You're gonna grab things. You're gonna. Oh man. So she, yeah, you ready? She already started. There you go. I saw Mighty Mouse, Snuggle Tube, Kung Fu Doll. Yeah, some of those I don't know, but yeah, I remember Mighty Mouse. Yeah, but I was a big Bugs Bunny fan and Roadrunner. Bugs Bunny has some funny stuff, bro. I love the well, hold up. I love the scene where the Transylvanian Popeye was my favorite also, but the Transylvanian devil, and he put rollers on him. He says, "Oh, how cute!" He starts combing him. This is Bugs Bunny. He starts combing his hair. How cute! And he starts making the part. And then he said, like, maybe you need rollers. He put rollers, but he put dynamite in his hair. And then he lit him up and boom! Don't touch. You see, already she started. And yeah, Tom and Jerry. I used to love Tom and Jerry. Back then, those cartoons were a little violent, right? Mama. Okay, hold on 1 second, folks. Don't go anywhere. I'm with you. Hold. Sorry about that. I'm back. I had the Tanzania devil. Yeah. Yeah. I had to make sure that my granddaughter's okay. I got my son making her a little drink there, chocolate milk, and then she'll sit down in her room and watch some TV with educational stuff, teaching her the 1, 2, 3s and that. And then later on, what I probably do is just sit down with her and read a book. That's her trying to get in, kick in. No, mama. No, I'm not gonna open it. She said, open the door. She's starting to talk a lot now. But she'd be running the house. War 2 vets were the cartoonists and script writers for the Looney Tunes. Oh, I did not know that. That's interesting. Is that the reason why? It was a lot of there was a lot of violence in it. And let me tell you something, in that United States, one thing that like the military and the government wanted to do, we are raised to be warriors and soldiers. You know what I'm saying? A good Christian makes a good citizen, makes a good warriors. So we were like, and that goes all the way back to Teddy Roosevelt. We were policing the Western Hemisphere. So we was groomed like that. So I can imagine that even the cartoons were geared to that, because it's a programming, and it's okay. I mean, you were programming to be warriors, soldiers. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we were. And also a lot of like Disney stuff was sexual stuff too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of sex innuendos and subliminal stuff, was in there. When you look at cartoons, they from an early age. Yeah. If you look at the cartoons, at the early age, it's in a programming, being done. That's why it's good, when you draw cartoons and stuff and you use it to teach children alphabets and stuff. If you don't think about the physical Christian studies are to never give up. Well, yeah, and one thing about that is that they have a set doctrine and a way. They have to prove a way, and when they go out there, it's like we're doing this because of God to clean the. That's a mindset. Yeah, yeah, and other coaches uses that also. What I'm saying, they use their doctrine, their way of life, their doctrine to again to propagate this, and say and engage the world in certain things, what I'm saying, and that's to be expected, that's to be respected too, and things like that. Pedo, yeah. Yeah, yeah, a lot of that. I studied that. I read a couple of books, and I seen how all of that stuff gets down, bro, and it's interesting. Yeah. So, folks, it's already what? It's 3:49. I'm gonna be in here for a little bit. If anybody want to chill. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to already open up me a bottle of Bud Light, and I'm not gonna propagate this though. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't paying me. But anyway, salud, salud to y'all. Yeah, this is my first one of the day, and like I told my son, I bought a 6-pack. Save me two. You can have the other 4. To save me two. You know what I'm saying? So, salud. I look at I taste it's hops and barley. Even though I like, over here in North Carolina, you have a lot of those what they call them oh my God, I lost for words. Where they make the beer. Oh my God. Maybe you can help me more. What do you call that? When they make the distillery. A lot of beer distillery here in North Carolina, in Charlotte. When you go like towards uptown and stuff, the distillery is there. You sit there, you see the big containers, and they're making their beer, and you sit down and you taste the different beers and beers and ale, man, and that's nice. That's something that I want to do. So the Disney cartoonists and scripture, they are Masons. That's why you had a pseudo. Well, not because they're Masons. Don't let's not confuse both. Because remember, Masons, Masonic, but maybe they're a fraction of those that they organize themselves through Masonry, and they had an agenda. There, yes, I can agree with you, but I would never paint that broad brush and say, because you got to be careful with statements like that, because people are going to think all Masons are into pedo sexuality. All Masons are into that. All Masons climb into New York and Scottish Rite and into witchcraft and all. No. You can't say that. Now, Disney cartoonist can be also a Mason, like your pastor can be a Mason. You're ministering to church. And and you could be sitting in church, right, in the pew, and the person right next to you could be a pedophile. You would never know it, and he's not a Mason. He just goes to the same church, or your pastor. But it doesn't. Masonry does not teach that I know. Not the Masonry that I've experienced. They don't teach that. Now, I don't know if that's higher up and that's how they get down. That's some secret code, whatever. I can't tell you that because I don't deal with that. I'm not on that side. Now, we say 33-degree Mason, you got to break it down. 33 is 11, 11, 11. Those are schools. But a 33 Mason doesn't mean that you become a pedophile. You know what I'm saying? Those are just the schools. There's 11 schools in Enter Apprentice, 11 schools in Fellow Craftsman, and 11 schools in Master Mason equal 33 degree. That's all that means. It doesn't mean that you're going to become a pedophilia, that they practice any of that. I once seen that they said that there was a Masonic order, especially in Europe, that had naked women dancing in front of them, doing the whole strip thing. But you can go to any strip place, what I'm saying, and see that. It doesn't mean to be a Mason to be that. I don't know what certain practices are like that, but I'm telling you, not all Masons. Yeah, a Disney cartoonist can be a 33-degree Masons. Yeah, because remember, that's a craft. Cartooning, and the act of creating those cartoons, it's a craft. You have an inter-apprentice. That's usually the person that get the coffee and get this and that. You have a fellow craftsman that's learning about how to use those pens, the colors, yeah, yeah. Yeah, the higher up stuff that they get down. So pardon me for saying yeah, maybe some of the higher that on the side of masonry that acknowledges as a grand hierophant like Albert Pike, and that's they into that. Maybe that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't deal with that. That's not my Sicilla. You know what I'm saying? My Sicilla goes all the way back Timbuktu and the Grand Lodge in Sudan. That's not our must, so, but I can't tell you. I cannot tell you. But I know that a lot of those Masons just have certain knowledge that they can test me on, and they can acknowledge that, oh, you got your blue card. They tell you certain things, and you acknowledge it, and yeah, yeah, 32 Masons swear an oath to those therefore. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. To be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. They swear an oath to Lucifer, loose cipher, the light cipher. I can't tell you that because I don't practice that. You know what I'm saying? I've read the Satanic Bible by Anton LaVey. I've known about how certain groups can get down. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. To be honest with you, a lot of that stuff really, really does not interest me. It doesn't. It doesn't. If it's to contribute and benefit humanity, yeah, I can extract things from it. But I don't get down like that. I don't know about that. I really can't tell you anything about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm about the part of masonry that is about building, constructing one operative, and also about building, communities and cities and communities, and having that affinity, you know what I'm saying, and working like that. But that other stuff, man, that's private. People do that in private, and I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's my ignorance. Maybe some people practice certain things so they can achieve certain power in life. That's a possibility. The people out there that purposely go out there, and initiate themselves like in the mafia for, body somebody, and that gives them a certain power. You know what I'm saying? And but I don't, I don't know. I'm not into that, bro. I just not. You know what I'm saying? I still, you know, I don't judge nobody. That's personal. What you do personally, what you do in your bedroom, there, let me tell you something. I had this young lady. I was talking to her, this young lady, and she came out and told me, that men have a G spot in their anus and their butthole, a G spot. I'm like, what? See, I can say like, oh, I can imagine that. Saying, hey, your body's full of many G spots. To be honest with you, but again, that's a practice. Maybe so. Then I thought about it. I said, hey, listen, that's a practice that maybe she's into. So I'm not into that. So let me not even, let's not even go there, girl. I don't want to date you. I don't want to be around you. And if I date you and we're getting down like that, don't be putting no lollipops up there, because I'm not into, I don't know. I haven't gotten to that point. But that's something that's private. Let's say if I was into, hypothetically speaking, if I was into something like that, that's something private. What you do in your bedroom is private. That's not for everybody. Privy. That's private in your bedroom. You know what I'm saying? What you do. You know what I'm saying? Just a slow one that is not exposed and it doesn't come out. You have certain cultures, like in Hindu cultures, that yeah, they're into little boys. They're into virgins and little boys and little girls. Like the king, the emperor. You know what I'm saying? And they're into, again, like the, a homosexual relationship on the side. But there's cultures like that. I don't down that. That's not me. You know what I'm saying? That's not my culture. To this the day that I know, I don't see no significance in that. For me, at this day, I'm here learning. I'm here, want to contribute what I can to my family, and my, community, and my tribe, and people, my nation, so that's why I do this, and I speak about certain things. make sure that the youth has can go on the internet. It's not all about trolling. It's not all about drama and this and that. And they can say, well, I want to, that's interesting what this brother is saying. And let me learn about it. Let me ask my teacher in school. Because let me tell you something. When you start doing that and you start bringing in some of this information to your teachers, it opens up the dialogue. What do you learn that? Well, let's expose that. This person and another kid. Oh wow, my father said the same. Next thing you know, you got an exchange of ideas and dialogue in the classroom, which it should be like that. It should be like that. Because I remember when I was going elementary and especially in junior high school, private school, me and my buddies, we used to challenge the teachers with stuff that he didn't teach there at the time, but we challenged. She's pushing an agenda. I wish, baby, excuse myself. I will have to. Oh, who's pushing an agenda? She is pushing an agenda. Who's she? I will have excuse myself. Oh yeah, yeah. Maybe that's her way of introducing, pushing an agenda. That's exactly what I did, Mo. I say, yo, ho. Let me excuse myself because first of all, I don't discuss things like that in private. You know what I'm saying? I don't know you. This is online. Now, if I was in a closed room with you and you approach me with this, well, knowing me how I am, I would be like, girl, I don't think so. I'm sorry. I don't think, I don't think so. You know. And then to be real, when you engage yourself in stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Just speaking scientifically and what's been observed, when you engage yourself in that type of activity, it opens that person up to become more extroverted. Yeah, facts. Extroverted. But yeah. As Mo, that's exactly what I did. I excused myself. Hey, girl. First of all, we're online, and you're bringing in something that person, and I don't get down like that. I'm sorry. Call me boring. Call me a geek, a nerd, whatever. Hey, I'd rather be that. You know what I'm saying? Because instead of being false and telling you all, and trying to let somebody guide me to something that I don't want to, that I don't have an interest in. Now, if I had an interest in that and if it stirred up my mind and it captivated my imagination, then I'll be like, oh, hey, okay, let's meet here. Let's, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, but that's private, brother. That's all private shit. Let me put the link again. I'm not gonna stay here too long because again, my granddaughter's up now. Or I could just stay on and then I could just go back and forth and and see, make sure that everything is all right with her. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So again, that's my email, y'all. Please don't send me no crazy stuff. And say in the what is in the box subject box, put who you are, like if you're Mo Smith or whatever, and then let me know. Let me know if there's something that you want me to address, if there's something that you would like me to research and speak about, so we can have a conversation and maybe do a podcast about it. Feel free do that. Now let me read here. I have not heard that about the Indian coach. I have heard that about yes. Look, check out the movie Kama Sutra. It's a movie called Kama Sutra. It's about a young girl who was beautiful, who and she was in the house of the empress, right? And the son becoming king, emperor, but he chose to marry her friend because of a family, because family marry with family, you know what I'm saying? That's how they get down. So she was like a friend that was studying Kama Sutra at a young age, because that's what they're teaching the children. And so in that movie, yeah, they were ingesting opium, and there was like a den in a party, and then some of the women who didn't want to be seen was behind a veil, and then they brought in a virgin girl, and then when you see them do the procession, right, and with the elephant, the procession, the emperor, then you see the little boy, you see that, what the woman that was talking to about the what? I don't know what you're saying here. Yeah, I heard that about Indian culture. I have not heard that about some mountain people in Afghan and possibly Iraq. Yeah, because they they also been influenced by the Hindu culture, very similar. The Hindu culture, yeah, it's a mixture. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so like the emperor, the more money he has. I knew this very rich Indian man that owned a couple of hotels in Niagara Falls, right, and in Canada. For last name Patel, of course, and and I remember him going. He would rent the conference room, and they would play poker and stuff, right? And always when he came in there to play poker, right, he had definitely bottles of very expensive liquor, and also there was always a flamboyant person, a homosexual, a flamboyant. I call him the flamboyant person was there. You could see a dress and with makeup. Always, they were in the mix, and I saw this amongst a lot of wealthy Indians with and heavy in their culture, very wealthy. Yeah, I heard that. Extroverted to lose your moral boundaries. Drugs, yes, drugs, right. Drugs can has a lot of different effects. Yeah, like the opium was used. If you look at the movie Sherlock Holmes, or you look into some movies, they in China they had the opium den. So a lot of the hierarchy, in order to take their mental vacation, they were going to these dens and just to clear out their mind. And then when they came out, they had a more conscious, a more fresh, renewed conscious to look at a certain crime, or look at the organization. You find that a lot. So drugs that can have different effect. You know what I'm saying? If you use it out of if you use it out of its content, you know what I'm saying, then yeah, it can have a bad effect, become addicted, and it can have a reverse effect. But if you use it, like you go to the hospital, what do you think they give you? You know, in the pharmacy, what do you think that is? Those opiates and morphine. What do you think that is? Because that's been done since ancient time. So yeah, some drugs can have that effect. What I'm saying? Back then, on surgery, they use a lot of cocaine. The Indians over there in Peru, and they use the coca leaves, and they used to also ingest the coca leaves so they can work in the plantations, many hours, and so yeah. But when you start using it and abusing it and addicted to it, then it becomes detrimental, and yeah, you can lose a lot of your morals, because there's certain organizations and principles. It's like they can break those boundaries. There is no more. There is a practice like that. There's like no morality. The hell with that. As a matter of fact, you find that a lot in the doctrine, like they say, of Aleister Crowley. They say, "Do as thy will." Forget it. Do whatever you want to do. There's no boundaries here. No judgment. No nothing. Just do. You got that type of principle. How about you research what's going on all over the world, where plants that produce food are being burnt, and the drought all over the world is there weather manipulation? Okay, we can do that. We can research. I've done a lot of research on that, and I see it, but I don't lean too much to the conspiracy thing. But I feel, yeah, that there is that agenda out here, that it is happening when you look at and you speak to people, because I like to personally speak to people that live, like for instance, what happened in the Congo, what happened in Brazil, the burning of the Amazon. So yes, there's a lot of that going on, and how the food is changing, with the genetic engineering and the food, weather manipulation. I used to go in the back lot of Disney, and I used to notice that they had these what they call these, a lot of these antennas there. And then a friend of mine told me, that's hard project. He said, but because in Disney or Universal, it used to not rain, because if it's raining a lot, they're not going to make money, no profit. So they used to try to control the weather so that it doesn't rain much, and dissipate the clouds so they can have good weather and people could enjoy themselves. I believe that. But that's a conspiracy, because I saw it. I experienced it, and I saw it with my own eyes in the back lot of Disney, because I entered into that because I was playing at Disney. You know what I'm saying? I was privy to that, and also in Universals. You get that. You asked me about women. The woman I was talking to you about. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I got you. Yeah, that woman. What about her? Yeah. It's okay to be L7 when you look back on your life. You have less regrets. just as opinion. I don't know what's L7 mean. Hmm. You will have to educate me on that. Yeah. To be an L7, when you look back on your life, you have less regret. Regrets just an opinion. Less regret. Yeah, it's good to, again, yeah, you're always gonna have regrets, even if you do good things. To be honest with you, you're like, man, I shouldn't have been so nice. I should have smashed that. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have been so nice to this person because look what they did. So regrets is just that's a part of life. But again, not to give into those regrets. That's very important. Don't give into those regrets. Yeah. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on one second. Let me see what's up with my granddaughter and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's 4:08, so I'm gonna stay here for a little bit. But let me see what's going on here. Okay, I might, and maybe later, maybe I leave for about half an hour and then come back. You know what I'm saying? But give me one second, okay? Yeah, yeah. So this is what I'm gonna do. That's very that was a very good descriptive scene of opium den in that era in the movie Sherlock. Yeah, in the movie Sherlock Holmes, you see a couple of movies. Yeah, and then also there's another movie about a CEO, and he goes into this apartment building in Manhattan, and he cops some heroin, and then he goes in, and they take him to this bed, and he's ingesting heroin, because and he's a CEO. This was like his mental vacation to get away from. I forgot. I'll find out the name of the movie. It was a while since I saw it, but yeah, that scene of the opium den. Yeah, there's a couple of movies that reveal that. Yeah, that was a way of certain people taking a mental vacation, because it's just like wipe my mind clean, right? So I could just sedate. It's sedate. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not thinking about the pain. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm just enjoying. I'm just going into that frame of mind to wipe it clean. So when I come back out, I have a fresh mind. That's what they used it for in Sherlock Holmes. That's what certain people use it for. But again, they can abuse it. I think even meditation could be abused. People that breathing and they breathe and do all that meditation and breathing, they can even abuse it to a point where they can poison their body. You know what I'm saying? Too much air. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. So yeah, I never, and not to condone any of that, because I don't participate in any of that stuff. But I'm not gonna I'm not gonna act like that stuff doesn't exist, because I see it. I'm very of observant. Yeah, to go on a trip can be dangerous. Yes. That's why in the Mesoamerica, amongst the shamans in the Toltec, in the Incadom, those shamans in Mexico. That's why when they ingest these psychedelic these mushrooms, or this ayahuasca or the peyote, there's always somebody there to guide you. But when you start ingesting that stuff outside from that guidance, you can run into a bad trip. I see people have some bad trips because they weren't guided on that trip. You know what I'm saying? And that's that picture that I pull up, folks. I'll bring it up here. Let me see. This picture right here. This is again. This is. Oh, sorry. This is ingesting the cojobo, the smoke, the cojoba, and then they used to have a kind of like a bone straw, and it was like a powder. It was like a powder. Sorry, it was like a powder, and they will ingest that, and but you see, they did it. Then there'd be a cave that was again a shaman. There'd be a cave with certain glyphs, ancient glyphs, and then they ingest that, and they a fresh mind, and then with that psychedelic, they would see the glyphs that came to life. You know what I'm saying? That's another practice. Yeah. Yeah, Joker, what's going on? What's going on, Joker Fish? Yeah, guitar player, bass player, right? Guitar man, what's going on, my brother? Good that you're here. But listen, folks, let me do this. It's 4:13, right? I'm gonna leave, right? I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna end this podcast, but I'm gonna come back after around 5:30 or something like that because my daughter be here, and I know my granddaughter is okay, and she has all the attention that she needs. Okay, so before that, I'll see you in a bit. I'll see you in a bit. Please come back. Let's have this discussion. I put up the link. Let's have this discussion, man. Let's talk about things. You know, it's Friday. Let's hang out. You know, hey, listen, hang out, have a couple of beers, hang out, bro. Do what you do. Hey, that's you. Okay? Peace.